made it home, I dug her out, then I made her one of my aces. Marijuana fragrance, this tree here is outrageous. Want me to play in your city? Send an email to my agent.
Yo, what's going down, everybody? It is straight out of Boston here, aka the King of Boston, and today we are back for episode 11 of the Miami Marlins franchise here, and today we're going up against the Washington Nationals, one of the top teams in the National League, at least so far. It's only 16 games in, but they are 10-6. We are 6-9, and we are still running with the lineup that does not consist of a lot of our top prospects that I'm expecting to come up this year. I'll talk about that in just a moment, but first, I do want to address this gameplay. So like I said, we're going up against the Nationals. After this gameplay, we will have officially played every single division opponent in a gameplay episode. So that's good to know. So we're kind of familiar with all of our opponents now. This Nationals team is still very loaded on offense. You know, I always thought of it this way. When they got some of their new additions this year, they moved Ian Desmond and Danny Espinosa, their top two hitters last year, to like the 7 and 8 holes for this season. So, you know, I've always thought of it, it's just a team that got a lot better, at least, you know, in the eyes of me personally. But anyway, Mike Redmond there, the manager, looking on as he can take a look at his Miami Marlins lineup. Nick Franklin and Donovan Solano at the top, Stanton and Puig heading the middle of that order. And now the Nationals lineup as well. Like I said, Denard Span there. Jason Worth is healthy now, and, you know, you got Ryan Zimmerman. Looks like Mark Reynolds has replaced Adam LaRoche. So that's an interesting decision right there. Donovan Solano getting things started with a leadoff base hit here in the top of the first inning. But I will quickly address what I was talking about earlier with my top prospects. I think I touched on this a little bit in the offseason. I'm letting my top prospects spend 20 days in the minor league system so that they get an extra year of arbitration. We get an extra year of team control with them. So they will be up by, I believe, the next gameplay episode. That will include guys like Albert Almora. I can't remember. Oh, yeah, Joe Katomer will be coming up as well. And I think those are the two notables, at least. I think we might have one pitcher. I can't quite remember. I apologize for not being able to name them off the top of my head. But after a double by Nick Franklin, Giancarlo Stanton drives in a run on the RBI ground out right there to second base. So now one run is in, one out, and a runner on third still. Yasiel Puig gets this one to center field. Span charging in, makes the catch. He will throw home, but Span's arm is not very strong, and that throw is offline. So Nick Franklin comes in easily to score, and just like that, we are on top 2-0. Now, the reason Nick Franklin is not in AAA is because he is a Rule 5 draft pick. He must remain on the Major League roster, so I would do the same thing I'm doing to guys like Joe Katomer right now with Nick Franklin, but if I try to send Nick Franklin down to AAA, he will just be released from my roster due to the fact that he's a Rule 5 draft pick. So that is that, and we end up getting out of the first inning with a 2-0 lead, or at least the top of the first inning. And we had John Buck come up in the top of the second inning, the 1-0 count to him. He takes that one to deep left center field, and that is a no-doubt home run. John Buck having a fantastic year for the New York Mets so far in real life. We have acquired him in the offseason for this Miami Marlins franchise, and he got the job done right there. He was playing a little bit of catcher today. I decided I wanted to use him. I like his batting stance, and it really paid off right there, getting that solo home run. So we extended our lead to 3-0. I really felt confident after these first couple innings, but Wei-Yin Chen did have his fair share of struggles on the mound. Runner on second here, Brian McCann someone to deep right field. We do get lucky, though. Giancarlo Stanton's able to track that one down, and we escape the inning, still with a 3-0 lead as we end the second. Now top of the third, Donovan Solano up here, and Solano is going to take the 0-0 pitch into left field for a base hit in between the 5-6 hole. So Solano once again getting on base, and this was kind of a theme throughout the day. Donovan Solano gets on base. Now our next batter, Nick Franklin, he also gets the job done. He gets a base hit back up the middle. So now we got first and second with no outs for the meat of our lineup. Or I believe there might be one out, but I think there's no outs. Yeah, there's no outs. My apologies. Anyway, Giancarlo Stanton up here, and he strikes out. We weren't getting a lot of production from our middle of the order type of guys. That's a rough at-bat for Giancarlo Stanton. Now Yasiel Puig up. He swings at that pitch in the dirt, and silly base running mistake there by Donovan Solano. He gets himself thrown out at third base, so now we have a runner on second with 2 outs. Puig still with an opportunity to do something, but Jordan Zimmerman gets him to whiff on the curveball right there. The drop third strike will be thrown onto first for the out. So the middle of our lineup just did not produce, and that is too bad. We really could have used it today. Still 3-0, but here's where things started to go awry for the left-hander out of, I believe, Korea, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Wei-Yin Chen. Is it Korea or Japan? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's Japan. I don't know why I said Korea. But I guess I must have been thinking of Hyunjin Ryu. Either way, a leadoff double there for Peter Borges, the center fielder for the Washington Nationals. And now 2 batters later with 1 out in the inning, Denard Span is up. The 0-2 count to him. He's going to hit that one to the third baseman, who, I don't know why he threw it so weak. We would have had him, or we would have been able to get Span at first. We should have got some sort of out on that. I had the meter like full, but for some reason there was a weak throw to second. I thought I could catch Borges off guard. I should have just gotten the out at first. So now, still with 1 out, Jason Worth back to left field. It looks like this will be fielded by the left fielder. He'll fire onto home, but it will be in time. We get Peter Borges. Peter Borges, one of the faster players in Major League Baseball. We were able to gun him out there. Now 2 outs, Ryan Zimmerman up. This one is going to get past Nick Franklin at short. Now Puig will have to fire home. Denard Span is pretty fast as well, and this time he gets in there for a run. So the Nationals cut the lead to 3-1 now with runners on first and second. It's still an opportunity for the next part of this lineup to get something done. As you're going to see, Mark Reynolds is up here, the 0-2 count, and Mark Reynolds strikes out looking on the 2-seam fastball. He is very strikeout prone, but a lot of teams are willing to put up with it because of his immense power, and apparently one of those teams is the Washington Nationals. So, top 5 here. Our pitcher's up now, Wei-Yin Chen. 3-1 is still your score, and Chen gets a base hit. That's something you don't see too often out of a pitcher, although I did read something that Clayton Kershaw had like 225 in 2012. Pretty good for a pitcher. He's not really an automatic out anymore. You can't count on that at the bottom of the lineup, so that's pretty cool to see. Hopefully Wei-Yin Chen can do something similar. Now 1 batter later, Donovan Solano up. He's this one back in between the 6-5 hole for another base hit, so Solano's 3rd base hit of the game. He has really been producing this year. I'm so happy with Donovan Solano. I really do think he might be our second baseman for the future. We'll have to see on that, though. I think his rating's down to like a 76 or something because his potential is only C, so his rating's kind of topped out here. But now, 2 batters later with 2 outs, Giancarlo Stanton once again not producing for us when we need him to. He's just not hitting well with runners in scoring position, runners on base, all that good stuff. And it costs us. We have 7 hits, but we have 3 runs. So now bottom 5. Looks like the pitcher's up here, Jordan Zimmerman. He takes this 0-2 pitch over the third baseman's head into left field. So that'll be a leadoff single for the pitcher, Jordan Zimmerman, as Logan Morrison getting a start in left field today with John Buck playing first base. So now, and yes, Logan Morrison has played left field before, don't worry. I feel like people are going to call me out on that. But Denard Span into the gap here. This will be fielded quickly by Yasiel Puig, who will fire into the cutoff man, and Zimmerman will be held at third base. He's not the fleetest of foot, and also there are no outs. You never want to make the first out of an inning at home plate. So now 2 batters later, Ryan Zimmerman is up, the 1-1 count. Zimmerman takes this one down the left field line. It'll be fielded by Logan Morrison, who will fire it home, and his good throw will prevent Denard Span from testing that arm. But a run does score, so it's now 3-2. The Marlins are still on top, but the Nationals are quickly trying to close this deficit. Now, Ian Desmond up here, the 0-1 count. He pops this one up to left field, and if Morrison can catch this one, the inning will be over, and he does. So we get out of the inning, only allowing 1 run right there. That's pretty good. The fact that they only have 2 runs on those 10 hits, that's something that we can at least be a little bit happy about. Here's where things really started to unravel, though. 4 Wei-Yin Chen, the 0-2 count to Danny Espinosa. Espinosa hits that one into right field for a base hit. Giancarlo Stanton fires it into second base, but Espinosa reaches first safely. So now the Nationals get a leadoff base runner here in the bottom of the 6th inning, trying to get something going. And now the next batter, or 2 batters later, I should say, Peter Borges up. He's going to hit that one back up the middle for Borges' 2nd hit of the game. Puig will fire it to third base, but now there are runners on first and second with 1 out. Hopefully, with the bottom half of the order up for the Nationals, we can do something here. Now, it looks like your next batter is going to take this one back up the middle once again for a base hit. Puig will field it and he'll fire home, but Espinosa just had too good of a jump there for Puig to even try to get him. So now the game is, I believe, tied up at 3. So a clutch pace hit right there. And now Zach Lee will come in for the Miami Marlins, the Rule 5 draft pick from the Los Angeles Dodgers. He has had a decent year so far with that 3.24 ERA. Jason Worth up here with 2 outs in the inning, the 1-1 count. He hits this one back to Lee. Lee will fire it onto first base, and that will retire the side. So Wei-Yin Chen is pulled after 5 2/3 innings, and it was a rough day for him. He gave up, I believe, all of those 13 hits. So very shaky day for Wei-Yin Chen. We go into the top of the 7th, but not before we take a look at the 6th inning recap. You can see there, Chen actually goes 5 1/3, 13 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks. Denard Span 3 for 4, and John Buck 1 for 2. So after the middle of the 7th inning, we're going to end up putting Ryan Webb into the game as we head towards the bottom of the 7th, and we're going to skip ahead here in just a moment. Webb still in the 2-1 count on the bottom of the 8th inning. Worth is going to get a base hit right there past the diving third baseman. So the Nationals get a 2-out base runner. If they can make something out of this, they can try to get the lead and bring in their closer for the 9th. Let's see what will happen. The next batter for the Washington Nationals is going to be Ryan Zimmerman. He's 3 for 4 today, a huge day for him so far. The first pitch is a hanging sinker that Zimmerman takes to deep left field, and that one is gone. A no-doubt home run, and that is going to give the Washington Nationals a 5-3 lead with their very impressive bullpen. Let's see if they can try to close this one out. Zimmerman, the clutch big third baseman star for their team. Now Rafael Soriano comes in the 9th inning. He has not blown a save yet, a 1.29 ERA, and now with 2 outs in the inning, Casey Kochman is up, and Kochman is going to hit this one back to Soriano, who will fire onto first base, and that will be the end of the ball game. So my goal for the team this year is to get to 500. I think we can definitely do that once we get some of our guys up from AAA. We will get a little bit of a talent boost when we do call those guys up, so I'm excited for that. We're 6-10 now, but we've played some tough opponents, so I really do think this team can go 500. It's looking like a 3 to 4 year rebuilding process. Really, I think we can try to contend for the playoffs next year, and then kind of go from there. We'll have to see. You know, things are a little bit different in Major League Baseball than they are in NBA. You know, you never know how development's going to go. We'll see. The Jazz pretty much been a 3-year rebuilding project. I'm not sure how the Marlins are going to go. This is really the first time I've ever done a rebuilding, franchise like this before. So anyway, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. I thank you guys for watching. You can take a look at the box score as this video ends. Derek Jeter did get a pinch hit plate appearance for those asking me to play him more. I'll try to get him into a starting lineup the next game. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy, and this was him out. Peace.